with your dad's college that you played for and he recruited you, that spread offense, do you think that came into play and helped you when you were with Jerry Rice and Mr. Terrell Owens your first couple years in the NFL?
Yeah, absolutely, man. When it comes down to running a spread style offense, four receivers or three receivers and a tight end, single back, I mean, that's really what the collegiate game has become, and what the NFL goes to quite a bit as well. I mean, fullbacks are kind of a dying breed. You know, it's kind of a hybrid tight end slash fullback that can move and do both things. So teams are utilizing more single back offenses and trying to spread defenses out. For me, that's what I knew out of junior college. And I think it was very helpful from the standpoint of recognition of defenses, recognition of personnel on the defensive side of the ball, how we wanted to attack a defense, what we could do utilizing the single back offense from a running game and passing game standpoint. So all of those things were very helpful in my development, and especially when I made the transition from the Canadian Football League to the NFL and having the opportunity to play with Hall of Famers like Jerry Rice and Terrell Owens and to be productive, to go out there and make good decisions. Now, it didn't come easy. The first year I went through some struggles. I went through some growing pains, but I was able to turn around in year two and have a very productive year and actually set a record for all-time passing yardage in a season for the 49ers. That still hasn't been broken 20 years later. And so from that standpoint, I thought I did some good things utilizing the talent around me, and that's what it's all about. Utilizing the skill set of the guys that you have around you to be productive.
Yes, sir. So with those two guys that I mentioned, Jerry Rice and Terrell Owens, what impact did they have on you as a quarterback?
Well, I knew that, hey, if I could get the ball in their hands, they were going to be dynamic and they were going to make things happen. And so that was the key, you know, not to overthink certain things at times. Hey, find the matchup opportunity. And if it's in favor of T.O., give him a chance to be that beast on the field. He was a beast back then. I mean, he was hard to tackle, and he would turn a little slant pass into a 70, 80-yard touchdown, just like Jerry Rice would. And, you know, Jerry set the bar there. Jerry's work ethic, his drive, his commitment to the game elevated everybody else around him as a great leader and leader by example. And Terrell fell right into that as far as his work ethic was concerned, and how he wanted to, hey, when the ball touched his hands, he wanted nothing more than to just score. That was his emphasis. I'm getting not just a first down, I'm getting a touchdown. And having that on your side was a tremendous advantage in a lot of ways. Hey, I wish I could have gotten the ball to them more than I did, but I tried to do my best, you know?
Yes, sir. So coming into that situation in 1999 and 2000, how was your preparation to be successful with those guys? Did you do extra practices and do the little things with those guys to build that relationship and that bond?
Yeah, I mean, there was a lot of off-season work, you know, a lot of off-season work that just the commitment, right? It's not just seasonal, it's year-round. And so in the off-season, that's when we got better. That's when we worked together on the field, worked together in the weight room, worked together in the film study room, all those things that would give us the edge, give us an advantage. You know, I often look back and I think with the way that the game has progressed and developed, you know, I'm older and wiser now. And as much as I felt like, hey, I did the best that I could at the time, you know, I look back and I think about how I could have approached things a little differently, how I could have done things a little differently that may have, I don't know if it would have lengthened my career. I think I pretty much had a pretty extended career as it was when you look at CFL and NFL and 17 years basically of professional football. I don't know how much longer I could get out of that, but that being said, could I have been a little more productive? Could I have been a little bit more prepared mentally? Could I have been a little bit more prepared physically? I don't know. But I look back at, hey, maybe there's some things that now, because of my knowledge today, that I could have tweaked a little bit. When you're in it, you're just like head down. You're just trying to go and be the best that you can be. You're not really looking from the outside in to see, okay, what little changes would I make to give myself a better chance to be more successful, you know? And a guy who's done that extremely well is Tom Brady. You know, the guy takes care of his body, takes care of his mind. He prepares like a workhorse. He rallies the troops. He raises the level of play just by his demand out of himself. And he has that commanding presence, and it has shown in being able to win championships. And, you know, hey, I'm grateful. I'm thankful. I think that at the time, with what I knew, I did the best that I could. But, you know, could I have been better? You know, and I think that's always, when you're competitive and when you're at that elite level, I think those are the thoughts that always go through your mind, because you don't take losing easily. You don't take situations like that where you're able to just pass it off and all. And I'm not the guy who's not going to take the blame, right? So when I lost a game, I took it really hard. It was a night of no sleep. It was a night of reflection. What could I have done differently? How could I have been better? How could I have helped my team win? And so, you know, those things from the standpoint of how we were able to get better, yeah, it was off-season work, you know, but could we have been even better in the off-season? And that's where I look back and I look at how players approach the game today. And I think we could have done some things that would have brought us together even better and stronger. And that could have potentially catapulted into better results on the field.
This concludes our episode today, folks. We greatly appreciate the support. And if you're not a subscriber yet, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell to get all our up-to-date content. And if you like this video, hit the like button. We greatly appreciate it. We welcome you back next time.